Hello. I want to use a conversation I had yesterday as a teachable moment. So I was chatting with somebody and they were talking about their experience at Southland after mandatory masks had been implemented. So everybody was wearing masks, but before the stage 4 lockdowns. And she said she was on an escalator with a group of people, and she said she just felt into how downtrodden they were. They just seemed so hopeless and dejected. You know, they weren't connecting, their faces were down, they had their, mouth guards on, and so disconnected and just so despondent. And she said feeling into that, she had to get out of there immediately. And as she was relaying the story to me, she started crying. She said, it just reminded me of like the 1940s Germany. She said, but, I couldn't have been there. And I said, well, firstly, you could be there now, but that's another conversation. But here's what I would love you to get from that, because you might be experiencing this yourself. And here would be the lesson that's coming through this situation. When you're seeing other people really despondent and really downtrodden, and you're seeing them like that, you do them no favors, firstly, by getting into that with them, to the extent that it activates the same feeling in you. Okay, so yes, you could be picking up on the collective, for sure. We're all empathetic to varying degrees. That's what a human being is. So for sure, she would have been picking up on how they were feeling. To the extent that it affects her and settles into her body and into her mind as such a heaviness, that's her work to resolve. Now, she has been in a relationship where there was domestic violence, and I would say what it's bringing up for her is that remembering of being downtrodden and feeling a victim and feeling powerless. That's what's coming up for her. So then to look at that from her perspective and to resolve that and heal that in her, that's the power of that moment. That's the purpose of that lesson. That's where her power lies. In that moment, her power lies in saying, where do I feel like this? What is this raising for me, right? Now, if she says 40s, I would even think about your 40s, what was happening in your 40s, maybe what was happening around then. But that's her work to do. That's our work to do. So when you turn the TV on, when you see the masses going through something, when you're seeing somebody else like that, and it really affects you, stop. Remove yourself from that situation. Get out of that collectiveness of that situation, and then sit with yourself and ask yourself, where do I feel like this? What is this bringing up for me? Because that's your individual work. And when you do that work, when you take on that opportunity to transform that in you, then you lighten that for the whole collective. You no longer then add it. So the next time you're in that same situation, put her back on the escalator at Southland, right? She's now done her own work. She has healed some of that. She has brought it to the light. She now understands what that triggered in her. Now she's back on the escalator. Now the next part of the work would be looking at them and seeing them in their highest self, seeing them in their power, recognizing that they are feeling like that because they are buying into the illusion of being a victim. By seeing them like that, by feeding into that as well, we also do them no favors. We do not do somebody any favors by seeing them as a victim, by getting into that mentality for them, with them. We can feel for them. We can send them a lot of love. We can be empathetic. We can be sympathetic. We can provide support. But if we buy into the truth of them being dejected and hopeless and a victim, we are not seeing them in their power, and we are keeping them from their power as much as they are keeping themselves from their power. So this is why I'm always saying set the tone. Move Be on that escalator in your power and beam that out. They'll see it, maybe they won't. It doesn't matter. Maybe it'll make them feel uncomfortable. Maybe they'll move away from you. Maybe they'll think you're a nut because why aren't you seeing what's happening to us? Why can't you see that we're all victims to this and it's terrible? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Your truth is, I am not a victim. Your truth is, I am in my power. And by beaming that out, by setting the tone of that, by moving through your day fully in your power, you bring that to the situation. And that raises the whole vibration and they can come and meet you there. You are bringing light to that whole situation rather than all of the stages are vital. The grief is vital. The feeling it is vital. Remove yourself if it's too much for you. Don't stay somewhere that makes you feel in pain. Turn it off. Move away. But don't leave it at that, because leaving it at that doesn't neutralize where we're living. Leaving it at that just keeps the power of it. It's come to your attention. She was on that escalator because there was a lesson there for her. What is here for me? Where is my power? What is my next step? What I'm always doing in clarity sessions, really what my work, I've just been able to narrow it down to what I've always done. Standing on that escalator, what is here for me? Okay, where is this triggering me? Where is my power within that? Where do I feel hopeless? Where do I feel dejected? Where do I feel like a victim? Where have I felt like that in my life? Where is that part of me still unhealed? Where does that part of me need a whole heap of love and to move along with my knowledge today that I am not a victim, that I am in my power? Where is my power? My power is in transforming that for myself. My power is then in moving through the world and setting the tone and beaming that out for others to see. What is my next step? Moving through my day in my power, making decisions from my power, not from my victim self, not from my despondent self, because I won't make the right decisions for myself. I'm living in fear. I'm small. I'm narrow. I'm closed off. I'm being open, being in your power, moving through your day, making decisions from that place and setting the tone of that and beaming that out for people to see. That I just wanted to share that with you because you're all in these examples every day now. You're seeing this every day. You're getting the opportunity. This is your opportunity to change the world. Your own from the inside by setting the tone for yourself on the inside, and for the collective by setting the tone on the outside, and by what you do with what comes your way, by the lessons that you're able to transform, the power you're able to transform, by the light you're able to bring. I really hope that helps you to be able to move through your day in your power. Much love.